We lost 3% body fat.
We did?
Yeah.
What?
And at your current weight of which was 136, 3% correlates to 3.9 pounds of fat lost, and you put on 5.1 pounds of muscle.
What?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
In 5 weeks?
Yeah.
Holy, you guys, I was so scared. I was thinking that I didn't, I'm like, I feel tighter, but I was thinking I didn't actually lose body fat, and I kept on putting it off week after week to do this.
Yeah, so here's the lean muscle mass is from 104.2 to 109.3, so 5.1 pounds increase, and then body fat percentage from 22.8 to 19.8.
Wow!
So 3% off of your current weight, right?
Yay! And last time, just so you guys know, the first time that I put on my weight, I said 135,
Yeah.
but I didn't actually weigh myself. It was just me guessing. So, you know, that in a sense, I'm not to say that it wasn't accurate, because it probably was, but I do feel like I gained weight because I gained muscle, and the body fat is what's down, so that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
That's when you realize that weight doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't mean a thing.
You guys, I'm so excited. So I just got my body fat tested, and I am how much down?
You're down 3% body fat,
3% body fat.
which correlates to 3.9 pounds of fat lost.
Oh my goodness. And this is without any cardio at all. I have totally just stopped myself from that mentality that I had to do cardio, especially from your guidance and everything. And I think I've actually gone hiking and stuff like that 3 times maybe. So that was my only kind of cardio. So this was purely with weights, with solid nutrition, with being really, really balanced, because I will admit in front of my strength coach and his beautiful wife that I do have, you know, on the weekends I'm a little bit more flexible and I do have wine here and there. However, everything else I have been busting my booty in the gym. So super proud of that. Anyway, enough about me though. I'm really, really happy that a lot of you have been commenting really positive feedback, letting us know that you all love this series. So that makes us really, really happy, and it motivates us to keep these going. So as a thank you to you guys, we want to do a giveaway. And this giveaway is going to be, we're actually going to do 2 giveaways, because ever since we started this series, the subscribers have gone up like 2,500, which is amazing. And it's obviously because you guys find all this information super valuable. So as a thank you, Malcolm and I want to give you guys 2 amazing giveaways. One, which is going to be the full workout program that I am currently doing in a sheet format so that you can track your weights every week. And that's going to be available to any international person. So it doesn't matter what country you're at, you can win that because it is online. So we will email that to you. And the second giveaway is actually going to be one of the products that I have already talked about in a past video that I absolutely love, which is Adipolytic. And I mentioned this in one of my past videos. Malcolm gave the full rundown. It's an amazing fat loss, a little extra, because it does have your L-carnitine, it does have your green coffee bean extract, it does have your raspberry ketones. It's all natural, non-stimulant, but it's a really good natural fat burner. So we're going to be giving this away, and this is going to be available to anyone in the US or Canada. So really quick before we jump into this video, I want you guys to make sure, if you want to win this, you just have to do 3 simple things, okay? Number 1, you've got to make sure you are following the real source. Number 1, okay? Number 2, you have to make sure you're following ATP Labs. So I'm writing all these right here so you guys can make sure you're following them on Instagram. And number 3, you have to make sure that you are following me, Annette De La Rosa, on Instagram. So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is going to be that we want to know what you have found the most valuable in this series. So let us know below why you love this series, why it has helped you with your particular goals. We want to hear that in the comments below. And number three, also make sure that you comment on both of our pictures and just throw a little flex symbol and let us know that you are participating, okay? Because that's how we know that you're actually following us. That's how we'll know to look for your comment on YouTube, okay? So that's it, 3 simple steps, and we are going to choose the winner. On Monday, the 12th, we will be choosing the winner. So good luck, guys, and please participate because we want to get this series out to as many people as possible so that everyone can just gain awesome information.
Say the word, say the word. Say the word.
And today, let's jump right into the topic for today, which is going to be why your weight does not matter at all in the grand scheme of things. I'm gonna pull my beautiful friend over here. I wanted her to come on today's series because we have been working out together, which is super motivating in itself. Whenever I don't train with Malcolm, I train with her and we push each other, and even if we want to essentially give up, do a 1 set less, we make sure that everything gets done. So that's why it's really important to have a buddy that you go to the gym with. Ladies, guys, you know what I mean. It motivates you. But also because we are the exact same height, like the exact same height, even though she looks taller because she has more of an ectomorph body, which means essentially that she carries her fat differently and she has really fast metabolism, amongst other things. You can research on Google all about ectomorph bodies. I have more, would you say I'm a mesomorph? I'm more like a mesomorph body, which I guess I gain muscle easily, but I also can gain fat easily. So for me, I have to make sure that I'm on top of it with my routine. Otherwise, everything will just get lost. Whereas with you, you feel that you can maintain easier, right?
Which is good and bad because I could be working so hard and not see dramatic results.
When it comes to gaining muscle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I can also eat a lot of carbs and not see anything.
Yeah. And we were even asking Malcolm, like, how would you make our diets differently? I mean, he's going to go right into detail about everything, but basically somebody that is an ectomorph can handle more carbs naturally. And as you guys have known from previous episodes, my body type can't. So that's why I have my carbs post-workout and I have everything very strategic to maintain my goals. So anyway, we're doing this because obviously as viewers, everyone has different body types. You do not want to compare yourself to me in the sense, like if you're the exact same height as, we're both 5'6".
Yeah.
If you're exact same height as me, you don't want to say, oh, well, she's 136, so I need to be 136. Because the truth is, everyone's body's so different, the way we carry our fat. So you just want to focus on the way you want to feel, first and foremost, but also the way your clothes fit. I feel like that's always the biggest indicator. And get a professional that's also going to measure your body fat. That's a really good way to measure progress, not necessarily by comparison or anything like that, okay?
Something that I just found out is we have a 15-pound difference between us, but we're the same height.
15 pounds?
Yes,
Yeah, I didn't
15
even know
pounds.
that. Oh yeah, because you just got your body fat measured before.
But you are so happy with your body the way it is right now, and
Yeah.
I love my body. I really do. The way the weight, the muscle, everything.
Yeah.
15 pounds, we're the same height.
And that's why weight seriously doesn't matter. It's like, it's more of how you feel. And it's also learning to just love the differences of your body and saying, I'm not going to compare myself to...
That's the journey.
Right, it's the journey. That's the journey. But it's saying, okay, we're all these
like
women.
You. I won't.
Exactly.
I won't.
I won't.
won't.
I wish I could handle all these carbs and just stay lean, but I personally can't.
No.
And it's just accepting that and loving yourself.
Yes.
Exactly as you come and working with your body type.
Yes.
That's where, Malcolm's super knowledgeable. That's why it's so important to work with somebody that knows that, because there's trainers out there that will just throw you. I've been with so many trainers that throw me all these carbs. They're like, well, to gain muscle, you need all these carbs. It just doesn't work for me. So I totally agree. It's just learning that weight is really just a number.
Yeah.
And you have to learn to accept what you have been given. But we're gonna jump right into this. We're gonna have Malcolm kind of talk about those differences with different body types and why you should just really focus on personalizing everything. And he's just gonna drop a lot of knowledge.
So when we're looking at body composition between two different body types, that's where the Skinful Caliper testing becomes such a great tool. So there's lots of different ways to test body fat, like the DEXA scan, underwater, in body. There's other types of different skin fold caliper testing, but when it comes down to it, you want to have something that's standardized, right? So that you can continue using the same thing throughout your process, so that you at least have some legitimate numbers to follow. Whether they could span a little bit, but for the most part, they're going to be pretty consistent if you're using the same thing over and over. So what's unique about the 14-site skin fold caliper test and the way that we do it is that each site means something on the body. Okay. So from a standpoint where we're looking at, the same height, a little bit of a weight difference, but essentially like the same body fat percentage, how those skin fold caliper tests really determine how nutrition is going to affect you, because for both of you, it's completely different. So for Leah, her skin fold caliper test on her shoulder blade is very, very low. So that's indicative of her genetic tolerance to carbohydrates. Whereas
shoulder blade.
Yeah, shoulder blade. Whereas Annette, her skin fold caliper test is high, above 10 millimeters. And you told me when we started is like you don't do well on carbs. So that's an indicator that carbohydrates aren't your best friend. However, Leah's diet is like 70% carbohydrates, right? Where yours has to be proteins, good sources of fats, and lots of vegetables. Hers is completely different.
Do you think that's why Leah thrives on a vegan diet?
Well,
in the sense like she feels energy and everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can get into the blood type diet and all that type of stuff, but vegan from consuming starches and vegetables, but she's also consuming proteins. We make sure that she's consuming all of the essential amino acids through specific supplements. It's her choice not to eat animal proteins, but we make sure that she's getting the amount of essential amino acids she needs on top of some other things like extra B vitamins, extra zinc, extra magnesium, and extra carnitine. Carnitine coming from red meats, so she doesn't get any of that. So we make sure that she's consuming all of the nutrients that she needs, just not from animal products.
Got it.
And that's her choice. Great, right?
Yeah, totally.
And we just make sure that everything is dialed in for her. So
yeah, but it is still lower than.
Yeah, from let's say from
it's more carbohydrates.
Yeah, but from a muscle building standpoint too, maybe she doesn't have enough essential amino acids to help with a lot of lean muscle tissue.
Yeah.
But that's why she stays so consistent with where she's at from a weight standpoint. She doesn't fluctuate a lot because her caloric intake is pretty stable. Yeah, and the nutrients that she takes in is what her body needs, and she's happy with where she's at. So
that's cool. Maybe one day we'll do a video for the vegans. Like how to get your essential, vegans, comment below. Like you can be, that's why I think in a past video we talked briefly and I said, vegan diet doesn't work for me. However, I know a lot of awesome vegans that thrive and feel energized and do super well on that. So maybe one day if you guys want to see that, let us know below. But going back to the differences, right?
So going back to the differences. So her skin fold caliper test on her shoulder is really low. Genetic tolerance to carbohydrates is great, so she can handle a lot more. However, her skin fold caliper test on her stomach is related to cortisol, which is our stress hormone, and that's really high on her. So stress management and her ability to detoxify cortisol probably isn't the best. So
does that have anything to do with diet though, or just the stress hormone?
It can be through diet because of the foods that you take in. If you have a sensitivity to it, that's going to raise inflammation in the body, which is going to stress the body out, which is going to make you produce more cortisol, and your body's ability to detoxify it might not be at its best. So you need to support that process as well to lower it. So again, going back to like just stress management practices, maybe grateful log, sleeping, in a bat cave, things that you can do to unwind in the evening, things that you can do in the morning, like the lemon lime water with sea salt. All those things are going to help with healthy cortisol production and the body's ability to produce it optimally, and then also bring it down at the time that needs to be lowered in the evening.
So again, everyone's different. Everyone is going to carry their weight differently, but everyone's also going to just have a different shape, and that's just reality, right? We can have people as motivation, but we also have to know that we are individuals and we have to love ourselves throughout this whole process. But I do want to ask Malcolm some questions just so you guys can get some info, relating to different body types. How would you write a program for what changes would you make in the diet for Leah versus me?
Okay, so based on her skin-fold caliper test and her current body fat percentage, I would focus more on carbohydrates, probably not so much in the morning, but maybe more towards the rest of the day, kind of around her training window. Make sure that she has essential amino acids and some other building nutrients that she can take in during training. If she's training, 2 to 4 times a week, then we want to make sure that training window is solely for building, and then the nutrition that surrounds it is to help with recovery processes and making sure that she has the nutrients that she needs throughout the day, just to maintain kind of like her current weight outside of the training specific that she's doing. And then for you, I mean, we've gone through the whole thing over the last 5 weeks, so we kind of know like what's working, what's not, because we made some really great results.
Totally.
In 5 weeks time, we've put on like 5 pounds of muscle mass and dropped 3% body fat, which is like outstanding. So I think what we do is we can make a few tweaks based on the skin fold test, but every single measurement that we took went down, and a lot made or a few of them had some pretty drastic changes to it.
Which ones?
So your triceps went down 2.4, which is related to androgen, so your body's ability to create more testosterone, and we know that testosterone is anabolic, so it helps with building muscle. So that was a pretty big jump. And then also your umbilical skin fold went down from 18.3 to 14, so that's right in your stomach area.
Interesting. Yeah. I came in saying that I felt like very bloated today, but it was probably just my defense mechanism in case these in case these hadn't changed. Probably psychologically I was trying to push it back. But anyway, that's really good to hear.
So what I want to do with the nutrition is maintain where we're at and let the training start to take more of an effect with pushing hard in the gym, maintaining the current nutrition where we're at until the next phase starts.
Okay, that's great. And it's so good to hear that the program in itself doesn't change too much depending on body types, as long as the goal is gaining lean muscle. A lot of different body types can do that same program that I'm doing, and that's why it's so great for the giveaway, right? A lot, just to let all you guys know, kind of to reiterate, is that you can do this program even if your nutrition is different. That's why we're not doing a nutrition plan maybe in future giveaways, but you can anybody can do this training program.
Yeah, the German body composition training is pretty generalized. There's different ways of doing it, but for the most part, anyone can do it. When you get into very individualized training, that's where like specific testing and stuff like that will determine what exercises need to be done based on the tests that you're doing to determine like where people's weaknesses are, so that you can help offset that through the training, and that's with specific exercises. But since we're doing just a fat loss program, this one is compatible with anybody.
That's so great. Well, let's get right to it. This is going to be the second workout of the program, and we are both going to train. Are you going to have a superset at the same time?
Let's do it. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we're going to do it. We've already done the first one together last time that we trained. So
yeah, my legs were sore.
Mine have been so sore last week. So now I'm excited to switch it up. Let's do it.
About this place, but I don't wanna leave here if you're just gonna stay. changing like the seasons. Been wasting all this time, should be like satellites cast beyond the sky. Believe our fate for another day. Riding these horizons, we'll find our way.